All right, hi guys, this is Tiffany, and this is my second attempt at trying to get this to work. My internet gets slow at night, so I'm hoping it'll work this time. I did post my outline though, in case you guys want to look at it that way. I'll see if I can screen share it here, just a second. Okay, let's see. All right, so the first thing that I talked about was my capacity of involvement in strengthening marriages and families through FLE. And I liked how the book talked about web-based family life education. I think it's more so where I'll be involved in regards to family life education. And I actually related this to during the summer break, I'm doing my internship through the National Healthy Marriage Institute. And this organization just helps deal with education and strengthening marriages and families. And it has different programs that can be participated in the home, which I think is a huge thing for today's date, especially with working families and stuff. It's hard to get people to actually come in. So they have a couple of programs like brochures and stuff, and a couple of like workbooks and things like that they can do on their own, which I think kind of goes into the next one. I think that's how we reach those hard to reach groups, through family life education. And so my strengths and abilities and expertise for family life education, I think my biggest thing is that I'm very passionate about marriage and family advocacy. And I think family life education is part of that. I think that this passion allows me to get others excited about the subjects I teach and helps me to be a better overall teacher. I do have a little experience with like teaching Relief Society and stuff, which I think also prepares me for this, because I mean, a lot of our lessons in Relief Society are focused on marriage and the family. And I have experience, through my own marriage and marital problems that I've gone through, that I think would help other people want to listen to what I have to say. And so the reason that we need a strong research-based foundation in family life education, we kind of talked about this in my research methods class, in form of a literature review, and we have to do that for this class too. But the reason we do that is to figure out what has already been studied and found out on a given topic, and also to have results from other studies to compare our results to, and different things like that. But those things that specifically I think are similar to the need for it in family life education, because as we read about these other research topics and the research that's been done, not only does it give us a better understanding in what we're teaching, but it helps us provide support and strength to our presentations by having that research to back up our. And I think it helps other people to realize that what we're teaching is kind of, I guess, realistic, and it really is true. It's not just something that we're pulling out of a hat. And so problems with family life education becoming therapeutic or mediation, I think the biggest part of that is just that we're not licensed therapists. And so we can't turn it into specific helping, specific therapy. We can offer guidance through these classes and help provide general things, but we can't necessarily offer that guidance, because first of all, we're not trained, and we can't have people thinking that we are. That's kind of dishonest and goes against ethics as we try to do that. And then a lot in the last few chapters is talked about identifying the needs of the target audience. And this is important to understand, because first of all, we have to be able to understand the audience in order to understand what their problems are and how to best address those problems and to hold their interest. Because if we're teaching things that aren't really pertaining to them, they're not going to listen, they're not going to apply it. And so it can be, the current needs that they have or future needs that the audience has that they are trying to be prepared for. Sometimes we can ask them directly what those needs are, or we can, one thing it made me think of was the intake summary and how important that is to the Family Relations Project, as we're understanding that with the Family Relations Project, it's specifically one family and their needs. And so we need to kind of, even if we're doing it to a big group, we can still understand the group that we would be focusing on, the audience for that group. And so let's see here. Ways to understand the needs of the audience. I kind of already talked about, but one thing that I noticed was looking at statistics for that specific age group, finding out which age groups are in need of that specific guidance or lesson, or another way would be to look at hobbies or interests of that age group. Insights on marketing, family life education. I think the biggest thing for me that I saw was marketing towards the target audience, like we've talked a lot about. And then also that we can use, existing groups, organizations, programs, etc., and to our advantage when we're marketing. We can use those places. People in these, if we're gearing it towards a specific group, if they've already got, organizations focused on those groups, that may be a good place. They may be looking for workshops and lessons that we have to offer. And so why we need to understand the target audience in relation to marketing is basically just to know how best to reach out to them and what would be appealing to them. For example, if our target audience is religious, then maybe places would be religious places like outside churches or something, maybe offer flyers or have someone get up and talk about it and say that it's being offered, or even offering it from a religious perspective when we give our material. But if our target audience is like older adults, then marketing on social media may not be as effective. So it really matters who our target audience is when we're trying to market our product or a workshop. And so experience with marketing, I actually took a business class a while back. And so we had to design a website for our product or idea. And so I learned that aesthetics and relevance was huge in capturing an audience. And so I think it's the same with family life education. We need to make it look and sound appealing and relevant to the audience that we're marketing it towards. And so when we talk about existing organizations, group services, and connections that can help with marketing, as I kind of brought up a little bit before, in my ward specifically, we have a marriage and family class during the Sunday school hour. And so I think that would be a great way for me to market my workshop, and just, let them know that what I'm planning and see if anyone from that group would be interested in it. I know there are also some mommy groups on Facebook, which may help me to market my workshop because they focus on, ways to improve their parenting and family and help their family. So the approach that I have to family life education, I think I like more so the facilitator approach. But I think with this class, we're kind of we're kind of becoming experts in a sense. And so we're choosing a field and becoming experts and kind of teaching it. So I guess it would be the expert approach in that way. But my beliefs about the purpose and role of the family, I think the family proclamation basically describes my beliefs, and I think the biggest part of the proclamation is that it talks about how families are central to Heavenly Father's plan. And if I believe that, then I think family life education fits perfectly with those beliefs, because we're teaching people how to improve their marriages and how to have a happy family. That's part of Heavenly Father's plan of happiness. So I think they really coincide together. And so values and beliefs that provide guidance and helping provide family life education. I thought it was interesting force others to act according to what we're teaching them, but we can provide them with choices. And then motivation and family life education, I talked about a little bit before. I'm very passionate about the subjects. And so I think that's a big part about helping motivate others, is if we're passionate and act as advocates for marriage and family, then it helps motivate those that we're teaching. And it helps them want to be active, take an active stance on their own marriages and families. So that was kind of what I came up with, my insights over the last few weeks. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. So I look forward to seeing everyone else's videos.